Get this, the final show on Triple M, Part 2.
Oh, beautiful work. Yeah. You know who puts all these sketches together for us and mixes them down? Ed Cavalier, but occasionally he'll throw a sickie. And a young man called Matt Dower on the pots and pans. He's chained to a desk at the moment, but I understand Cecilia has popped round to actually unchain him for the first time ever. If you can hear this, Matt, you should be round in the studio any second now. Make your way round if you could. In the meantime, we've got to salute our long-time sponsors, the You Navara.
Yes.
The ute of the year.
Yep. Rock, y'all.
Yep. It is an amazing vehicle, and let's just for one final time fire it up if you could, Rich. I don't know how we get it in the studio. We turned it round, so there shouldn't be any trouble.
Yes.
It's not going to back through the... very nice. Don't want it to back through the girls' shower block.
As it has want to do.
No, so today we've carefully positioned it facing the duck sanctuary.
It should be
here
fine.
at Trip.
I don't think
Nothing
anything
can possibly...
Oh, no.
What are you up to?
Oh, the ducks have got out. They're chasing Tony's dog around.
Yeah,
Get off her tail.
But of course...
People want dogs.
That is
Yeah,
true,
but
actually.
hang on.
Get off me ankles.
You've got to let him
Off me
finish.
ankles.
Let him finish.
Get out.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've got it
I
out
got
of
rid
their
of
system. And here he is, Matt Dower.
Hello, Matthew.
In the studio.
Chicks dig him. Chicks dig him.
Get in there.
Sorry, my dog will have to vacate the guest chair.
You jump out of the way.
Still not talking. Matty D, welcome to the program for the first time.
Yes, finally on tone.
Oh, fantastic. Now, how much sleep have you had this week?
It's been a big week for the Red Bull.
Has it really?
Really?
Now, what does your missus think of this? I mean, do you get to see, can you even recall what she looks like, Matt? Because you very rarely leave the building.
Yes, no, this week has been very little of the wife action, a lot of the get this action.
Is that right? Now, challenges, duck sanctuaries, that's all very well.
Yeah.
A crouching Jim Keir, very hard to convey on the radio. What do you think has been your biggest challenge during the course of this show?
Oh, Umi Plums was quite an interesting one. It was, and Nick Kershaw on the Outback.
Yeah, that's right.
A lot of elements to that one.
What was why was Umi Plums hard, Matty?
Oh, Umi Plums, because there was just so much pressure, obviously, the carry-on from the Martin Malloy album. So,
that's right.
So we were carrying on the sound there and the elements, etc. So a lot of pressure.
Living under the shadow of Poop Shoot. It must be
Vicky
terrible.
Mar's sensational action, yes.
Yes, Vicky Ma, of course. Generally sort of Saruman to your Sauron
That's
in
right.
the industry. I think between the two of you, you are the two best at this in the business. I hope you don't mind me saying that because I don't want to cause any trouble.
No.
We have a fine cachet of producers working here at the network. But do any of them have to come up with themes to Talkback Mountain every day?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Because you do that in your own time, don't you, Matty?
Yes, it's normally, the spare time, just pull out the four
What
elements.
did you just say? Spare time?
Spare time.
Oh,
You
man.
shouldn't have said that on air.
Selfish.
You're going to be so busy next week.
Unbelievable.
It's not even football season, but I can see 500 football promos coming across your desk.
That's right, it's going to be a busy one. But, the four elements, obviously, the wind,
Yes.
the obscure song,
Check.
Yep.
yodel,
Yodel.
Yes, the yodel.
and the goat.
The goat.
Now, what about the cowbell, Matty? That's been...
The cowbell, now that we eased off, that was early on, and then I rediscovered that, listening back to the ones the other day. We did ease back on cowbell, so we did need more cowbell.
Well, Matty,
Wow.
it's beautiful work, the best in the business. Let's hear some of these fabulous themes, and indeed...
Hang on.
What?
Hang on.
Here we go.
We're letting him get away with it.
Oh, he's going to be here after this break.
Oh, is he good? Okay, there
He's
you go.
chained now in here.
Can't
I
wait.
think you'll notice. Manacled. Here's some of those themes, and of course, more importantly, some of our wonderful callers here at Talkback Mountain.
Come on, everybody! The hard plastic seats you get on BMXs.
Yes.
I had a split in the back, and the old fellow kind of got caught up in it. And
Wow.
Dear, oh dear. And can you tell us, what do we type into YouTube to see this?
Plum distress.
Plum distress!
I have a mate of mine at a really exclusive 21st birthday decided that a self-inflicted enema with a garden hose on the front lawn would be acceptable.
A self-inflicted enema is the tap on.
What do you want to ban?
Daryl Summers.
Oh, hello. It's funny, every time we do this, the name Daryl Summers comes up.
You don't think he's got the right vehicle at the moment? You want to see him just doing an hour of stand-up live every week on TV, or what is it?
Mate, he's just so past it. You know, America gave us Don Lane. Can't we give America Daryl Summers?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Alf Stewart from Home and Away with all his flaming albums. Stone the Crows. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I reckon last week he dropped Wacko the Diddley-O.
Did he really? Wacko the Diddley-O.
In response to what?
I think somebody made him an absolutely ripper cream cake and he goes, Wacko the Diddley-O.
I've done that with a actual Triple M DJ, which will remain nameless.
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
But we went on a date and he was wearing this rope belt.
A rope belt?
A rope belt. And then he played the air drums on the way in the car for lunch, and then I had to pay.
Oh, hang on, too much.
That could have been anyone around here.
A rope belt. What was he in Ned Kelly's gang?
I don't know, but it was very ordinary, and that was it.
Marsden's got a touch of the rope belt about him.
When I was a kid, my mum once told me to go play with the traffic, so I did. I went and got a torch, a bit of cable, and stood next to a blue car with a postie hat on. Made like I was a speed gun operator. Got people hitting the brakes hard. It was great fun.
Is that illegal, do you think?
Probably, but I was only about 7 at the time.
Oh, that 7-year-old cop's just stung me.
I never realised I was this lucky, but I keep winning South African Tatsato syndicates.
Oh, how do you do it?
I don't know, but I've worked it out. I think I'm worth about $37 billion now.
37 billion rand.
Wow, there's so much cash to be made.
Yeah, it's all offshore.
Opening emails at random. You're a lottery winner and erectile dysfunction is a thing of the past.
I think the baby bonus thing sucks. I don't have kids and I don't want to pay for other people to have kids.
Absolutely right. Not unless you get to watch, hey, Dave?
Yeah. I'll help them practice if they like.
Come on, Dave.
Nobody's flying the flag for single weird loners. They get nothing out of this.
It's the new election battleground.
We're happy to help.
I'm going to have to hold my phone out and see if you can hear it. Hang on.
Do it. Here we go.
No, you must have heard something there.
We did. Now, what is it? The sound of a credit card being run up and down the side of a parachute tracksuit?
It's my horse going around me in a circle on the sand arena, and there's an underlying sound you may not have heard that is his testicles slapping on the inside of his thighs.
Oh, of course. How we not spot that one?
I think he got a bit of stage fright and they retracted, unfortunately.
I used to travel on the old blue trains. One morning, a school kid next to me was looking pretty grey in the face, and I said, "Are you all right?" And he said, "I think I'm going to spew." We pulled the window down, just pulling into Camberwell Station, and he let it go. Gave about 20 to 30 people a big spray.
Oh, they want to close that station down. Lose all that local colour and substance. Oh, that's beautiful work, Maddie D. Can we say enough nice things about your work? And not just the show, the podcast. I mean, I don't think people realise how much work goes into each podcast. How many edits in each 40-minute podcast would you... 500, 1,000?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Do I stumble that much?
Yeah. Depending on how many breaks Cavalry's got in them.
Oh, hang on!
Right, Ben, let's play some of Matt's Hour of Power from Gympie.
Hey!
Are there still tapes of the Hour of Dower?
I believe they are on beta.
Beta? We've got
we
beta.
mastered everything to beta, and unfortunately we don't have a player. So.
That is the sound of my wife in the background, who's very amused by this.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
heard the tapes.
Really? Oh, sorry, Matt. I know you know a thing or two about audio production. Can you get a bit more on mic, please?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry. Yes, production won't be happy.
Oh, he's been waiting to do that all year.
Cheers.
The last dig from Marsland. Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Now, I should just point out that Maddie D builds all of the elements that we play on the show, but the real producer of the live broadcast is Nikki Hamilton. Have we had an update, Cecilia? Has she given birth yet? If you've just joined us, she's giving birth during our final show.
For the show.
Hang on, I'll just check my phone. Although if she is sending us messages while she's giving birth, I'm a bit worried
That'll be
about
nice.
it.
Well, that's
Priorities.
dedication, exactly.
Okay, no, I've still got the one that says halfway there, bub coming today. But, you know, I reckon she's probably 3/4 of the way there now.
Really?
Do you reckon?
All right, well...
We could give that
Fingers crossed.
baby away in the second hour.
Yes, your baby broker's on air every day.
That'd be nice.
Get this at Triple M. Maddie, thank you once again for your work.
Oh, Matt.
And, you know, the thing is, not only do you have to prepare slick, you know, sketches for the program, you have to be prepared in case something goes wrong. Breakdown announcements are a speciality of yours. Yes. We're going to try and trigger one now. How should we go about doing that?
Let's give me a crack at the
Give
panel.
Cavalier a go.
I touch anything he keeps
Proved to be
pushing
dangerous.
Oh, look. Yeah. What is this doing there?
Don't touch
Not
that
that one.
one. What are you doing?
We're currently experiencing technical difficulties here at Triple M. We apologise for this brief break in Nickelback. Sadly, this is the only music available. But not to worry, listeners. I do have a selection of lyrics here, and it seems we can continue with the music as scheduled, using this, the only available backing track. Here we go. Like your pants around your feet, like the dirt that's on your knees, like the way you still say please while you're looking up at me. You're like my favourite damn disease. What about those three wise men? Gotta send me by the sea. Gotta ask yourself the question, where are you now? Duran! Reflex is an only child. Reflex waiting in the park. Reflex is in charge of finding treasure in the dark. Safety dance! We can dance if we want to. We can leave your friends behind. If your friends don't dance, then they're no friends of mine. What about the Proclaimers? I could walk 500 miles. I could walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. Give us some Iron Maiden. In the mist, dark figures twist. 666. Was this real, some kind of hell? 666. 666, the number of the beast. Hell and fire was spawned to be released. Do what I want because I can, if I don't because I wanna.
Bugger it, I'm not going to say anything in this gap.
Be ignored by the stiff and the bored because I'm gonna.
It's the second hour again. It's still brought to you by the You Navara. The final hour, in fact, and George McEncroe has popped in.
Welcome,
Hello,
George.
Oh, hello. Lovely to be here. What a big day.
Certainly is. How many kids do you have, George?
4.
4.
At last count.
Did you ever give birth to one during a radio broadcast?
No, but I tell you what, I think we might have someone who has.
Have we got her on the line there? Are you there, Nikki Hamilton, producer of Triple M's Get This?
I am.
Nikki, you
I
are
am.
unbelievable. Congratulations. Fancy timing it right over the news so we could plug you in.
Exactly.
Now, this isn't some scam. This isn't like where, George Burns died and then they sort of pretended it was 49 days later so that he got to 100. This has really happened during our final show.
I have genuinely given birth, and in fact it was 20 minutes to 2 and the doctor was joking, we'll still get you in there for the show.
I want to hear a baby crying there.
Give her a sound effect, something, Rich.
Do we know what it is?
It's a little boy.
Okay.
well.
Now, Nikki.
That is amazing.
Now, Nikki, we've all put our heads together and we've come up with a name. Are you ready?
Ready,
How about this? How about newly arrived, lovely little Rex Hunt pavement salad wrap Hamilton?
I love it. I love it.
That's very good acting, Nikki.
Nikki, congratulations. How are you feeling?
Yes, good. And I did it all without any drugs.
Oh, man.
Really?
You
But we
just
said-
robbed yourself.
But Greg Fleet popped down there. I don't know. He obviously got like he's booing. Greg Fleet is booing from off
He
right.
says no votes for that. Congratulations,
Well
Nikki.
done,
You're
Nick.
amazing.
And
No worries.
do you reckon you'll be in here by 4 o'clock? Is that a possibility?
Can you bring the placenta for B, the dog?
Okay.
Looking for a little bit of afternoon sustenance.
That's all right. She's just eating some headphones at the moment, so she's fine.
And
Thanks, Nikki. Well done.
No worries.
Taste? Was that off target?
No, that was all right. Well, you know what this means? We've set the bar now. Hamish and Andy are going to have twins each.
Yeah, good luck with that one, guys.
Best of luck, boys.
And
Good on
George,
you,
thanks for
Nikki.
your fine efforts.
Oh, thank
Hang
you
on.
very much.
What's she doing? She's doing another show.
She's plugging our show, even at the hospital. We might be working on
on her.
hospital radio right there,
Good
Nikki.
on her.
Get us a job.
Good
Thanks,
on her.
George.
She's brilliant. Oh, look, it's a pleasure. Thank you very much for having me on. My last day, your last day.
And
Hooray for everybody.
we must thank the fantastic support we've had from your show, The Brisbane Cage, and indeed from all of the breakfast shows around the network, the Shebang in Sydney, Marty and Fifi, huge supporters
Brilliant.
of us, and of course the Cage in Melbourne, which wound up yesterday. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
now,
guys.
in honour of the newly arrived, I can't say the name of that child, I'm sorry.
Rex Hunt pavement salad wrap Hamilton.
There you go.
The third.
Can we have the real
Does
name?
he have a real name?
Real name. We
whatever.
didn't ask her that.
Ed? Is it Ed?
No, it's not Ed.
Wow.
It's Buster.
Is it really?
It's Buster.
That's fantastic.
Thanks, you.
Right.
Here's a song for Buster, and guess what it is? It's Dave Grady!
Yay.
Oh, Dave Graney, one of our favourite co-hosts. Here's another Greg Fleet. Where would we be without this bloke?
Where would we be without the fleeting magic?
And his newly obtained injury. What have you got now, Greg?
What have you got this week, Fleety? Well, I'm reaching into my bag of injuries and I've pulled out fractured pelvis.
Fractured pelvis? That's very impressive. How did you achieve that?
Well, it basically comes from being old and trying to do stuff that young people do.
Oh, yeah.
Were you breakdancing?
No, I was listening to Nickelback.
Yeah. Panties just went.
Yeah.
My pelvis just went.
Well,
I was halfway through Rihanna's Umbrella. By the third AAA, me pelvis went.
My pelvis went.
See, our producer, Nikki, if you've just tuned in, has just given birth shortly before the program began, given birth to a smaller person.
Like a small human?
A small human being. No sign of a fractured pelvis there. You're just piss farting about. Bang, look what's happened.
Well, you know what happened? I tried reverse birthing a person.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Because I heard that the whole thing about giving birth and how it was done. And I went, that sounds a bit dodgy. And I thought, I'm going to see if this is possible. So I got a mate.
Who'd you get? Because I don't remember getting a call, is all I'm saying.
Oh, well, that's because someone said to me, don't ring Ed Cavalier about reverse birthing. You know, he's a bit touchy. It was actually the Shanks. The Armo.
Ricardo. Yes, it was a slow afternoon. I thought, I'll give it a go. Reverse birthing, why not?
Yeah. And it was all pretty good, but the belt buckle. His belt buckle got caught.
There you go.
And cracked pelvis, fractured.
All right, well, thank you for...
But, I would not miss coming in here. And this might sound untrue, but if you see me walking around St Kilda, you'll know I'm actually telling the truth. I'm the limpy old...
Greg Fleet. Thank you for dragging your fractured pelvis in here today, because we need to go out probably with a bit of your home-styled crunk.
Well...
Think you can bust out something later in the show?
Maybe if you offer up any kind of medical, like if you can put me onto a decent doctor that's not going to charge me.
I've got a schmacko.
Yeah, cool.
It's medicinal.
Okay, it sounds like something from my past.
Yes, and maybe there's a guy who can sell you sausages out the back of the building too. But we've got a lot of people listening at various venues around the country for our final show, and a lot of them are calling up and saying, guys, it's sounding too slick, too many fancy sketches. What about some of that shambolic gear you're famous for?
Is that why you got me in?
No, that's why we've queued up Donkey Courtroom. All right, Ed, you have got, in amidst the sandwiches and falafels and...
No, it's a homemade tuna salad today and a chicken sandwich.
It's starting to spread across the entire desk here.
Delicious.
And underneath all that, I can see yellowing bits of paper, newspaper articles going back to, the bicentennial from what I can see.
You've got a choice, Tone. Let's have a bit of choose your own adventure. You can either have Donkey Courtroom, or you can have breaking into the lucrative Chinese market, or you can have letters of the week.
So all the things you've been promising at the top of the show for the last 5 weeks.
Yes.
You can have one. I like the sound of Donkey Courtroom, Mr. Cavalier.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Well, all right.
Except we don't have a donkey, so okay.
So donkey / horse. So now listen, a bit of backstory. So I'm going to point at you, Richard, when we need the stuff. Okay, everyone, now just suspend your disbelief now. So here's a story. Buddy the donkey appears as witness in a dispute between two neighbours in Dallas.
Right.
The first witness called in a lawsuit in Dallas is a donkey called Buddy. However.
A witness.
A witness in a.
Is he giving testimony? Is it hoof on the Bible? Oh, sorry. Okay, preempting.
Yes. Okay. So now we're going to cross live.
Are we?
We're going to cross live to the courtroom where Buddy the donkey is on the stand. Yes.
Yep.
We're all good. Not yet, Richard.
Not yet.
Disbelief suspended.
Interest suspended at this point.
Buddy, thank you. I'm a lawyer. Buddy the donkey. On the night of the 10th of April, were you in your stable? 1 stamp for yes, 2 for no. Yes. Were you of sound mind? Did a man approach you? My knuckles hurt. Did you know him? In your statement, you say he approached you and kissed you on the neck and nose. Is that right? And is that man in court today? Let it be known that Buddy waved his nose at Richard Marsland. Yes, Richard.
It's a lie.
Clear
It's a
the
flaming lie.
Clear the court.
It's a lie. It's outrageous.
Would that have made sense at home? Because I'm completely confused. I'm completely confused.
Fingers. Gee.
Why not background noise? Did you get some courtroom out, Moss?
Tony, you're up with Matt all day recording your smashing glass and worrying about half syllables. I don't have time to get in there. I have to do these things live.
I see what you're trying to do there.
I think that worked.
Yeah. That was a boarded up theatre of the mind. That's what that was.
I know what you're saying.
It's a theatre restaurant of the mind.
You wanted something like this. It's a lie. It's a flaming lie. That's the way.
Clear the court. That's it. That's what I was looking for.
Can we go back and drop that into what unfolded before?
Adelaide, Ken.
Oh, well, there you go. That kind of slick production effort is, I'm assuming, going to be a thing of the past here on Triple M. Greg Fleet is with us on our final ever episode, and certainly one of the issues that's captivated our audience, at least over the last 12 months, is how does Richard Marsland, our panel operator, live his life? Any leads? Are we going to find out?
I've known him longer than anyone else.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. In the world.
Have you been to his house ever?
No,
Yes,
and weirdly enough, he has actually slept in my house.
No.
Yes, I have. Adelaide, he had. I gave him a weekend away at Greg Fleet's apartment when I came back to. I went back to Melbourne, and he had a weekend in Chateau de Fleet.
Okay.
That's right. I had this horrible nightmare almost last night that perhaps you guys were going to roll up with a portable microphone, knock on my door at 8 o'clock in the morning, and say, "Okay, we're doing an investigation. We're going to find out how you live your life. Let's walk through each room, talk us through each one."
Well, that didn't happen, but Ed Cavalier seems remarkably calm.
Yeah.
Are we going to have a treat later in the show?
Yeah, we got him, Tone.
All right, because you know who's had a lot of ideas about Richard have been the listeners. Now, this montage doesn't concern Richard's. Oh, look, he's losing interest.
Sorry. Very, very casual.
No, we've got a few more of our wonderful callers on Talkback Mountain.
Take the climb. Climb up Talkback Mountain.
The pop-up toaster, you can lay the toaster down if you're worried about dripping the oil in the bottom of the toaster.
What else can you cook in a toaster?
I can do chops.
Chops? How many times do you have to put a chop in there? 7,
Look,
8?
You've got to stand there for about half an hour, but you end up with a result.
Yeah, a result?
So I thought maybe have me body dumped out in space with no pants on, a T-shirt that's got "Remember Me," and then I'll just come around every 76 years like Halley's Comet.
So is that the moon?
No, that's Richard's space junk.
That's.
I moved over to Ireland for a little while, and we met this guy who said we could live with him for free. And the rule was we were not allowed to buy shampoo or anything. You used to steal it from work, but it was fabric softener. So I had awful dandruff for the first 3 months we were there.
Fabric softener. My hair has never been bouncier. Fantastic.
It was dizzy stuff.
I believe Alan Jones's secret identity is John Law's.
What are you basing that on?
They can't appear in the room together.
Oh, yes.
Clark Kent.
It's a very good disguise. Quite a range of voices this bloke's capable of. Lawsy down here, and then he ducks into a phone box and 1 degree from John Michael Housen, I think you'll
A
find.
number of years ago, my wife and I went and saw a little art house play that starred Peter Phelps in the buff.
Yeah.
There was a bit of directional pointing from Phelpsy.
Oh, hang on.
The 6 gay men in the front row wouldn't stop laughing.
Wow.
And we didn't come out for the final bow.
Maybe he could have just gone, gentlemen, that's the exit over there, where I'm pointing now. Talk back. I think you'll find mountain.
I invented the automatic toilet seater putter-uppera.
Give him a round. How does it work?
It's pretty much, the pedal-style bin. Put toilets.
And I love how you've called it the putter-uppera.
Yeah.
Well, I can't think of any other way to putter it.
To putter it up. Correct.
My daughter is 7 years old and over 132 centimetres tall.
Wow.
We're in the local supermarket. She's about 5 years old. And she said to this little old lady, "You know what? You should eat your vegetables and then you might grow."
Oh, yes.
I'm thinking to myself, oh, please, I hope no dwarves walk in. You would not credit it. A dwarf walked into the supermarket. And then to my daughter, I pointed to her, I said, "Shut your mouth. Do not speak."
Just your daughter coming out the dwarf with a carrot,
One morning there was a car accident out the front of my house, so I got up and pulled the old PJs on and ran downstairs and was having a bit of a look and getting some weird looks from everyone. Looked down and had the morning glory sticking out of the slit of the PJs.
Well, there you go. It's just alleviating the carnage.
It looked like I was excited about the car crash.
I borrowed my sister's passport and came over to Australia on a 4-day holiday when I was 17.
Are you twins at all?
No, she's a lot older and a lot shorter than me. Oh, God, I was so nervous going through customs.
Mandy, why didn't you just get your own passport?
I met a guy who was touring with a band through New Zealand.
Can you say which band it was?
It was when Devo went through New Zealand.
Devo? Did you wake up in the morning with one of those red hats just jauntily tilted on the corner of the bed head?
Oh, no, it wasn't one of the guys in the band. It was one of the guys that was working for the band. He was a lot more attractive than the actual band member.
Wake up! My mates folks, when they want to do a bit of bed wrestling, they throw a handful of lollies into the wood heap.
Is that the sentence of the year? When they wanted to do a bit of bed wrestling, they threw a handful of lollies in the wood heap.
Bizarre foreplay. I love when I put the lollies in the wood heap.
I've seen Richard Wilkins fall arse over into a polystyrene box of fruit.
Oh.
He was walking backwards on his mobile phone and tripped into said box of fruit, but the box of fruit was empty, and when he stood up, still attached to his butt.
Hello.
Well, how you feeling?
Not too bad.
Yeah, chicken, Philip, Parmigiana or roast?
Parmigiana.
Yeah, that's true. No, that was the correct answer.
Not the question. Here we go.
Are we ready, Phil?
Yep.
Here we go. What is the ARIA Award-winning Gautier? What is his real name?
ARIA winning Goodyear.
No. The guy who won an ARIA the other night, Gautier, what is his real name?
The guy that won the ARIA the other night, what was his real name?
Yes.
Was it Silverchair?
No.
I'm going to accept that.
Philip.
I'm going to accept that.
There they go.
Tony, can I say that man, Philip, the caller in that last bit, he's my favourite person we've ever had on. People keep asking me what I'm doing next year. Philip and I are doing a non-stop radio program, 24 hours a day, forever.
God, you think you got it wrong.
You want to get that bloke Silverchair on. He'll be a great contributor. It's
the other guy that was great, you guys used to tell him, was the pizza shop guy. Who is he?
Grant Spatchcock?
Yeah, Grant.
Well, we had him at the start of the show.
You were still trying to get past security at that point.
No, I was actually just getting out of the ambulance.
It's our final episode. Greg Fleet's here. So many people to thank. What about the Get This Army, the Save Get This crew from various websites? I must just mention Sarah Young, Chris Tompkins, Paul Thirst, and I hope that's how you pronounce your name, Paul. Simon Heavey, of course, Karen Summers, and Gary Shaw, commanding the various wings.
And I should thank Hugh Jas and Joe Downblouse for their many emails.
Mario Speedwagon.
Yeah, Mario Speedwagon.
So many other names we can't even say on air. Let's cross to the Melbourne celebration, which I think is happening live at the Dick Wit. Who have we got there?
Simon, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, guys.
Excellent. How's the mood down there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Sounds kind of sad.
It does sound, it's a sad celebration, certainly. Have there been any unruly incidents at this stage?
None, just people fighting over the turkey strip sandwiches.
No, of course they are.
Anyone been stabbed off anything? Or?
No. There's a crispy fried turkey with Ulmi plum sauce.
Oh, lovely.
Not surprised at all. And don't forget to pop out to the Dick Liquor later. That's the liquor shop out the front. I'm not joking.
It really is called that.
Thank you, Simon. Let's find out now what's happening at the Sydney rally.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hi, Josh.
Josh, what's going on up there?
There's a fight broken
Sounds
out.
like Catwoman's got everyone tied up.
It's like someone just won a prize on the Hot 30.
I'm trying to get everyone under control here, but there's some sort of assault going on, I'm afraid.
Of course there is. What's been the highlight so far up there?
Beer is the winner. Apparently Richard has a camel toe.
Yes, he does.
I'm not sure what's going on. I think might have a couple of weekend listeners here with us.
Yeah, they started early. Tell me, would they be interested in hearing a bit of Warwick Kappa, do you think?
I think everyone would be up to Warwick Kappa.
Warwick Kappa. Yeah, that'd be good.
That's good stuff.
Okay, let's find out what Richard got up to earlier this year.
The tapes were lying around, and what I did is I edited some of the comments that he says during the session and indeed for the promos out of context.
And then what have you done?
And then I've just called some celebrities at random. Okay, first off, I called respected journalist, broadcaster, newsman, also a huge footy guy. He'd love a call from Warwick Kappa, Darren Hinch.
Hello? Hello?
Hi, this is Warwick Kappa.
Warwick Kappa.
Hi.
It's Darren Inch.
All right, that's good stuff.
What are you calling me for?
At which point I hung up. I was young, I was nervous, I was new in the industry. I didn't want to make any enemies at all. So next up, TV legend, showbiz giant, gold leggy winner, Mr. Don Lane.
Oh, Don
yeah.
Lane. Harry, take it easy.
Hey, I'm sorry I can't come to the phone right now.
Yeah, I'm on the phone. The thing will turn off in a minute.
You all have a nice day here.
Yeah? Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, hello?
Hi, this is Warwick Kappa.
From where?
Remember me?
Yeah, sure.
I was the biggest thing on the footy field.
Well, that's what they say.
All right, that's good stuff.
What can I do for you?
I hung up again because I was young, I was green. How about Molly Meldrum?
Oh, yes, he loves a phone call.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hi, this is Warwick Kappa.
Warwick, how are you, mate?
Remember me?
I do.
It's hard when you can talk quick. Remember.
What?
This is Warwick Kappa.
I do. How are you?
Just reminiscing about the 80s.
All right. So where are you? What are you doing?
It's bloody hard getting that remember.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Hi.
Ooh, Molly hung up for me.
Doesn't want to reminisce?
How about politics? Natasha Stott Despoja.
Oh, we remember her.
Hello?
Hi, this is Warwick Kappa.
Yes?
Hi.
Hello?
Remember me?
How are you?
I was the biggest thing on the footy field.
You are well remembered, but mostly for the shorts.
You happy with that? All right, that's good stuff.
Can you tell me, why I'm getting a call?
No, we can't. Let's move on. How about George Danikian? Great newsreader, wonderful Australian personality.
Nikki, just hang on half a second, will you? Just 1 sec.
This is Warwick Kappa.
Warwick, what are you up to, buddy?
Remember me?
Yes, I do.
It's hard when you can talk quick. Remember. It's bloody
What are
hard
you
getting
up
that remember.
I remember.
Yeah.
What are you up to?
Just reminiscing about the 80s.
Where are you at the moment?
I was the biggest thing on the footy field.
You certainly were.
Gee, thanks a
The
lot.
swans, the helicopters, and the women.
Right.
In which order?
How's that? Is that good enough?
That's pretty good, mate.
All right, that's good stuff.
Warwick, where
Okay,
are you
mate.
at the moment? Where are you?
Okay, I'll catch up with you again.
No worries at all, matey. All the best.
Hi. Remember me?
George Danikian was concerned. How about a living legend, a national treasure, singer-songwriter James Rain?
James Rain?
I'm a huge fan, very nervous.
Hello? Hello?
Hi. This is Warwick Kappa.
Warwick Kappa. How you going, Warwick? It's James Rain here.
Just reminiscing about the 80s.
Oh, okay.
You know, my long blonde locks.
Right, yeah.
I was the biggest thing on the footy field.
Right.
Remember me?
Yeah.
You happy with that?
Yeah, sure. So what's this about?
Gee, thanks a lot.
So what's going on?
How's that?
Sorry?
Is that good enough?
Sorry?
You happy with that?
Yeah.
All right, that's good stuff.
Hello?
I was the biggest thing on the footy field. I
Yeah.
was wearing tight shorts, I was flying around in pink helicopters, and a bright pair of newcomers called Bros had the world at their feet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Warwick Kappa.
Yeah, hello, Warwick. This is James Rain. What can I do for you?
There we go.
Wow.
Mission accomplished.
If that doesn't get people getting behind Warwick Kappa, he was the biggest thing of the 80s.
He was massive. A bright pair of newcomers called Bros had the world at their feet.
He's got one here that he didn't want to play. He reckons
really?
this isn't good enough to go to air.
Yeah.
We'll see about that.
This is when he called Jeff Fennick. I think this is worth playing. Check this out.
Yeah, hello?
Hi.
What's that? Hello?
Hi, this is Warwick Kappa.
Hi, Warwick Kappa.
Remember me?
I remember you. You're the guy that wears those tight shorts. The guy that
It's
looks
bloody
like
hard. Remember.
That's it. What's happening?
It's hard when you talk quick. Remember.
Hello?
Just reminiscing about the 80s.
I remember you. The guy that wore the tight shorts. It looked like a
Remember me?
I remember.
Gee,
The guy-
thanks a lot.
The guy that was in that magazine getting up his missus.
Gee,
that the
thanks
right-
a lot.
Is that the right guy?
Gee, thanks a lot. You know, my long blonde locks.
Yes.
I was the biggest thing on the footy field. Okay, want me to hit it?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You happy with that?
No worries.
How's that?
Good.
Is that good enough?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, that's good stuff. Yeah.
Hello?
You happy with that?
Who is this?
How's that?
Well, how's what?
Is that good enough?
Who's this?
Hi, this is Warwick Kappa.
Hi.
Remember me?
Yeah.
Okay, mate. Okay, I'll catch up with you again. You know, my long blonde locks. Okay, want me to hit it?
Hello?
All right, that's good stuff. Well, there you go. That could be actual courtroom testimony from Jeff Bennett right there.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful work, Richard. You're back live now on the final episode of Get This. I'm actually doing this break standing because
Yes.
my dog
Sounds
has stolen my seat. Will she finally
Yes.
say something? B, speak! Nothing. All right. Speak. Come on. Oh, she's frightened of the program director. He keeps coming in and going, get out earlier. Tell the dog to get out earlier. Speak. Just looks
Did you hear
frightened.
that? Did anyone hear the?
That doesn't count. She's just laughing at me.
She licked me.
And she's now leaving the studio. Oh, my God! The missus just has to point. She's just pointing and the dog's going off. Look,
Wow.
this is a live program. I know what you're thinking, listeners. Greg Fleet doesn't take music seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
Ed Cavalier knows nothing about
Music wears funny pants.
Richard Marsden, the only thing musical about him are the endless parade of pavement T-shirts.
That's true. I have no idea.
We're going to prove everyone wrong next
Oh,
on
no.
Get This.
Get this.
You know this is a homosexual area?
The final show on Triple M continues on part 3.